Stand by. They sprinting away. VAR 3 off the right-hand side. Variable pitches right there. Red sleeves and cap now looking to dart over to lead them. King's Knight is back at the fence. Then a length and a half behind that. Roy's Machine. Bankit further back in the running and Hatton Garden. Variable pitches going the quickest by a length and a tail. VAR's back in second. Then comes King's Knight in third. Roy's Machine and then Bankit with Hatton Garden. Top of the lane, Variable Pitch has the lead. Still in front by a length and a half. VAR just asked to try and get out after him in second. King's Knight is towards the inside. 300 to go. Variable Pitch still in front by 3 parts of a length. VAR and King's Knight now flat to the boards to run on. VAR's running on it. Variable Pitch over the last 100 meters. VAR, King's Knight between them. Variable Pitch over the last 100, but VAR with long strides has put his head in front. King's Knight is fighting right back. VAR all out wins it. From King's Knight in second, Bankit behind these and Variable Pitch. Very good victory for number 4, VAR, for the Johnsons. Son of VAR, Michael Roberts, still very green. He was dancing around in the ring, down at the gates. He was swishing his tail. He was looking at the surroundings, and he pulls it out the fire. King's Knight runs an absolute cracker, but number 4, VAR, he's out of the Candy Stripes mare, Candy Vu, and he'll pull it out to win a head decision. Bankit, Variable Pitch in behind these runners, and then came Hatton Garden. Well done to the Michael Roberts stable. Aventure Thoroughbred Farm, 350,000 rand by. Variable Pitch in front, King's Knight between them. But now, VAR, green cross sashes, coming home with the white sleeves and pink cap. Gets right alongside King's Knight, and they have a real struggle over the last 100. But VAR just continues to plug away. They get very close together, but it is going to be VAR to win by about a head or so. King's Knight also still quite green, looking to lug out for a stride or two, and the two of them come close together. But number 4, VAR, always had his head in front with about 200 meters to go. He put the head in front from King's Knight, who just stuck with him the last bit. But number 4, VAR, from 2 to 1 down 11 and 12 to 10 at one stage, will show, well, bounced right down to 2 rand at the jump. Was showing 3 rand 10 just before they jumped. Looking across now is the tote favourite, number 4, VAR. So plenty of late support on number 4, VAR. Back to the studio.
Race number 1, the first leg of the bipod, over 1,000 meters, and a great result here for trainer Michael Roberts, teaming up with young Keegan DeMello, and of course, well done to the Johnsons. Nick and Mr. Benzie Johnson on course here to lead in the Son of VAR. And Keegan has kindly excused himself. He's got a light ride later on today. But just on his rides to come, he mentioned that his next best could come up in race number 8, Charles, my boy. But let's get Michael Roberts in firstly. Michael, I've just had a quick word with Keegan, and he said that the drop in distance suited this horse perfectly.
Yes, Dees, I wouldn't quite agree with that because, you know, I took a bit of a gamble bringing him back to this 1,000 meters around the turn. I had him in at 1,200 as well, and I thought this to me, you know, it was tough opposition, but I just thought bringing him back to the 1,000, small field, you know, with a chance. But I must be honest with you, I don't think I'll ever run this horse over 1,000 meters again. You know, as I said to you before, I rate him. He's a lovely little individual. He takes everything in his stride, very laid back for a VAR and everything. And, you know, so... You know, I was a bit, you know, you could see he was, although he's a bit green on around the turn, you know, being first on a turn here, and also you could see, you know, he was battling to get going, and once, you know, and he took a long time, and I was actually a bit worried up the straight, but, you know, he dug down deep, you know, Keegan gave him a nice ride, and no, he's nice, and a big thank you, obviously, I must say, big thank you to Nick and his dad, Mr. Johnson. I mean, really, you know, they support us well, and, you know, I'm pleased, you know, to bring this one home today, you know, and Pippa down in the Cape, Avontuur. I think you've bred a nice horse.
You know, what's really nice about this win is that it's well documented that you're not one to rush your babies, and for this horse to come as early as he did, one can take a lot of positives out of that.
Deez, you're 100% right, you know, like us, you know, and I must say, Nick himself too, you know, he said, please don't rush my babies, you know, and I don't rush them. I let them tell me when they think they can go, and, you know, we treat them all the same, and then all of a sudden you'll see one that wants to get on with it, and, you know, this was a little horse that always wanted to get on, but, you know, I was, in the back of my mind, you know, I don't want a 2-year-old, you know, I'm not a great believer in all these 2-year-olds, push them hard and everything, you know, I'm hoping for a classic horse. I mean, I think that's every trainer's dream, and, you know, look, it's early days, but, you know, he's a nice little horse. He'll come on, and, you know, once he goes 12, 14, I think you're going to even see a better individual. And like you say, there's a lot of improvement still.
Before you leave us, stable's looking good. Anything else later on from you?
This was an important one. I got Whistling Wonder in a second. He's a little bit outclassed, but there's not races for them. Got to run. I got a filly Solzwegen in a 4th race. A bit disappointing. We put blinkers on her, and she could run into the money.
Thanks for that, Michael.
Thank you very much.
Well done. Let's get Mr. Nick Johnson in. Mr. Benji Johnson, come through, sir. Come to Nick. Let's have a chat. And firstly, really nice to be racing in partnership with the family and your dad.
Yeah, it's a great privilege. So, you know, we have a lot of fun together, and Dad never misses a meeting. And, you know, having horses with Michael also is great fun. Dad and Michael are great mates, and, you know, he's the most nervous fellow on the race course you've ever met, Michael, before a runner. He was so stressed today, hoping this horse would win. Keegan rode a great race, but, you know, this horse around the bend for the first time was quite unbalanced. And I think he'll come on a lot from this run, and I think that he'll go a bit further. You know, he's on the dam side, he's got a lot of staying blood, and I think he'll get a mile, you know.
No, I don't get to meet you as much as I meet your dad, and as you mentioned, never misses a meeting, and a gentleman that's been in the game forever. You know, I've been in the game for 14 years doing what I do, and from the first time I've stepped onto the race course, I met Mr. Johnson, an absolute gentleman of the turf.
Yeah, he's a legend in KwaZulu-Natal racing, you know, so we have a lot to be grateful for, and he loves the horses, you know, and as a family, we all love racing, so it's a good hobby.
I can see it, because just by the numbers that have increased over the last few years since you've got involved.
Well, you know, a few years ago, Dad was in hospital behaving a bit badly. He was a bit depressed about his operation. In January, I think 3 years ago, he had a hip replacement. And I went to visit him one day, and he was a bit depressed. And I said, you must pull yourself together. You got the sales in 2 months' time. And he said, well, I'm old. I'm not going to buy horses. And I said, you bloody well are.
Sure.
And I will go and buy some horses. And I got a bit more involved. And I've increased the string quite a lot, I'm afraid. So I've got about 25 in training. You know, with Michael and with Justin Snaith and with Dennis. And probably about 10 of those on partnership with Dad. So it's good fun.
Well, the Johnson name synonymous with racing, as it is synonymous with many other things in the business world. So, Nick, to yourself and your dad, all the best. Well done here.
Thanks so much, Deez, and well done to Dad. And, you know, it's great fun to have winners with him. So it's a great excitement. Thank you so much.
Well done.
Thanks.
Lovely. Mr. Johnson, come through. Let's have a last word. We hardly get to chat on air, and really nice racing in partnership with your son.
It's lovely. He does all the selecting, most of the work, and I go along. We have great fun.
It took him a bit of time to get involved, and now that he's in it, he's got many horses, 25 horses, I'm told.
We shared a horse about 25 years ago. We had a couple of winners long ago, and then he had his first winner with Beck, and had won 6 races. So he's been at it quite a long time.
Have you kept count how many winners you've had over the years?
Thank God, no.
Too many.
Too many.
Well
no,
done.
Too few.
Well done, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Dean.
Lovely. Well done to the Johnsons here with number 4, VOUS Edouard. 4, 2, 1 and 3. That's your result. Race number 1. Coming up next will be the start of the place accumulator, race number 2. And the time to jot down will be 13:10, 1:10. Coming up next, first leg of this afternoon's PA.